car, but he's going to hold that money until he gets his property. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Perfect. We're done. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
Follow Judge Judy on all of your favorite social media channels.
It really was just ridiculous for us to have to even go through this when I just asked for my things back from the jump.
Everything that he said that he gave me was a gift.
I just hope we can have an understanding to the point where we can co-parent and everything be okay.
Yeah, we'll be able to.
You're watching the South Texas News Leader. This is 3 News at 5.
A group of neighbors in Flower Bluff say that a construction crew has destroyed their street and they want it repaved. We'll have a live report on this controversy coming up. And believe it or not, parts of the coastal bend are expected to see freezing conditions tonight. Kristen will tell us whose thermometer is dropping below 32 degrees. Also, fertilizer prices are causing concerns to local farmers. We'll tell you how it's affecting their bottom line. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Gibson. Thanks for being with us. Leslie and Mike are off tonight. Well, it's set to be a cold night tonight. Some folks may even experience freezing conditions. Meteorologist Kristen Walla is here with a first look at our weather. Kristen?
Thanks, Michael. We do have a freeze warning out for some of our northern counties tonight, including Live Oak, Bee, and the inland portions of Refugio County from tonight at midnight until tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And that's for temperatures that'll go down to about freezing at 32 or just a little bit below for a couple of hours. Right now outside 58, so we are going to plummet in temperatures as we go throughout the rest of the evening by 6 o'clock. Still clear skies finally after that cloudy day and 53 degrees, but by the time we get to midnight tonight, those clear skies and calm winds will let us do that radiational cooling we talked about last night, and we'll be down in the 40s. I'll have your full forecast coming up in just a bit.
Thanks, Kristen. You know, there are some Flower Bluff residents angry tonight over the condition of a street they claim a construction company has damaged. Now they're wanting someone to do something about it. Well, our Brandon Schaff is standing by live from that neighborhood with our top story. Good evening, Brandon. Exactly what does it look like out there? We've all experienced bad roads in town, but how bad is it?
Yeah, good evening, Michael. We are here in Flower Bluff at Yorktown Boulevard, where you can kind of see the scene around me. You see cars are really able to go through here, no problem, but that is because of the work that has been done as recently as today. This has actually been an issue that neighbors have been complaining about in the area for quite some time, going back to late 2021, really. And now it's something that they are actually starting to make some legitimate progress on. Now, the developers of the project are MVR Construction. 3 News reached out to them for a comment on the condition of the roads, but they declined to comment on the condition. We spoke with neighbors in the area, as I mentioned, and they've been trying to get something done about this for quite some time.
I'd like to see this get paved and fixed and safe for everybody and their vehicles to drive over. And that means paving the road, fixing the shoulders, and having it complete.
And the city of Corpus Christi released a statement to 3 News when asked about the issue. They've been in contact with MVR Construction for 60 days as of today, and because of MVR's failure to fix the road, they issued a notice of incomplete and defective excavation letter with a 5-day deadline. And it gets more interesting from there. If they fail to make the necessary repairs in those 5 days, then the city themselves will actually take over the construction project here and foot the bill to MVR Construction. And if they don't receive that, they don't receive payment for that in 30 days, then they will actually have to go and they will not be able to continue onto the next phase of their project here in Flower Bluff. Michael?
Now, Brandon, I had one question. Is it just that street right there? Or are there others in the area that have been damaged?
There are a few blocks that are right here that it's Yorktown Boulevard right here is where the actual construction itself has been taking place, but the neighbors in the area, they're actually talking about how really the construction like this has been going on for quite some time, and the complaints that they make are really about the cars getting stuck when it rains. It causes a lot of mud and excess water to fill up like we saw this morning. The sun is out now, but this morning there were big puddles here, as you saw in some of the footage that we got earlier.
All right, thank you very much, Brandon. I'm sure you'll keep us up to date on that story as it moves along. Now to that shootout with police in Houston. A suspect opening fire and wounding 3 officers, then carjacking a Mercedes at gunpoint and fleeing the scene, barricading himself in a home for hours. It comes amid a nationwide rash of gun violence against police officers. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
New video shows the moments a gunman opened fire in Houston Thursday, shooting 3 police officers before carjacking a Mercedes at gunpoint.
Mercedes! He just carjacked a white Mercedes!
Authorities say the chaos began when those officers responded to a disturbance call, the suspect spotting them, then speeding away in a dark gray sports car. You see him crash, then open fire in surveillance video obtained by ABC station KTRK.
There's an officer down. There's an officer down out there.
The suspect then taking off in that stolen Mercedes, barricading himself in a home for hours, allegedly firing again at police before eventually surrendering.
Walked out of the house with his hands up. He had an apparent gunshot wound to the neck. He's been transported to the hospital.
Police say the pistol used may have been modified to fire like a machine gun. The Houston area was already mourning Corporal Charles Galloway, who was fatally shot last weekend by a different suspect.
I'm damn tired of it. And we need to stand up as a community and do whatever we got to do.
In Milwaukee Thursday night, police say a man shot an officer, then stole his patrol car before crashing. He and the 3 Houston officers are all expected to be okay.
And here in New York, the city is mourning 2 NYPD officers who were shot and killed in the line of duty last week. Jason Rivera is being laid to rest today. His partner Wilbert Mora's funeral is scheduled for next week. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
In the meantime, the man accused of killing Harris County Deputy Charles Galloway was in court. A judge ruled that Oscar Rosales will be held without bond. Rosales is charged with fatally shooting Galloway during a traffic stop last weekend. He's been charged with capital murder and could face the death penalty. And encouraging news in the COVID-19 pandemic. Federal data showing that new cases continue to fall, dropping by nearly 25% over just the past 2 weeks. And while the U.S. does appear to be turning the corner on this latest surge, health officials warn we cannot let our guard down. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest from Los Angeles.
With new cases falling across the country, the U.S. seemingly approaching a transition. The HWO saying we're nearing the end of the emergency phase in the pandemic. Health experts adding the virus will remain, but say we have what we need to live with it.
The virus isn't going away. We may see future surges. But I think the restrictions, the mandates, a lot of those are going to really start easing. And what that means is when we see future surges, we're going to have to deploy the tools we have, vaccines, tests, etc., to get through them.
For now, those tools are the first line of defense as America continues to push back against the Omicron surge. In Oakland, the variant driving up cases among children.
Last week, we saw by far the highest peak during the entire pandemic of kids admitted for COVID.
Meanwhile, scientists are continuing to track an Omicron subvariant called BA2, identified in 55 countries and 17 states in the U.S. Health officials say there's no evidence it causes more severe disease, but some researchers say it spreads quickly, and that could mean it's easier to catch. Medical experts underline that if you're sick with BA2, any of the COVID tests already available will still work to detect it.
People should not take from stealth that means we can't detect it. All of our PCR tests that we know of and antigen tests are just as able to detect BA2 as they are to detect Omicron.
And the CDC continues to stress the importance of a third shot, a booster. A new study finding they increase protection against hospitalization by about 15%, and for those with compromised immune systems, about 19%. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
This is National Blood Donor Month, and Christus Spawn Shoreline Hospital is asking for people to roll up their sleeves. They'll be hosting a mobile blood drive tomorrow outside of the hospital from 10 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. Donors will receive a Find the Hero in You shirt, an Outback Steakhouse coupon, and a stadium cup. Those interested can call the Blood Center to try and schedule an appointment. Well, still to come on 3 News at 5. Who doesn't love chicken wings? But right now, no one loves the price they're paying for the finger food. They're also struggling to find the chicken treat in grocery stores or even in restaurants. That story and more are on the way.
Day in and day out for every client we've had the honor of representing. Thomas J. Henry, available 24/7 nights and weekends.
You don't have to leave your living room to play the lottery. Just use the Jackpocket app.
Hot! Okay, everyone, please silence your phones.
I won. I won! I won! I never win anything, and I won today! We won! Yes! Dollar bills, y'all, I'm out!
To win anytime, anywhere, download the Jackpocket Lottery app.
I was at a complete stop in traffic when I was suddenly rear-ended. I injured my neck and lower back, shoulder, hips, and arms. I knew I had to call the Ford. Jeff and his team took care of everything. They made sure that my medical and rehabilitation bills were paid and that I got the large cash settlement that I deserved. It's really true. When you call the Fords are with you.
So if you've been injured in a car, truck wreck, call my Corpus Christi office. It's 361-444-4444. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4.
Don't get stuck paying more for internet that does less. Switch to Spectrum Internet and enjoy a fast, more reliable connection. Get Spectrum Internet with a free internet modem and free desktop security to keep you safe online. Includes speeds of 200 megabits.
Whoa, that's fast.
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month. Call 833-976-4999. And don't get stuck with slow speeds from other providers. Spectrum Internet gives you enough bandwidth for all your favorite content on all your devices with no data caps. Includes parental controls to protect your family. Add advanced home Wi-Fi for even more security features. Plus monitor who can access your network and when.
Homework time.
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month. Call 833-976-4999. Don't get stuck paying more in fees. Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month with no contracts. Call 833-976-4999.
Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
Don't miss out. Scan the square. It's all right there. Scan our QR code and download the 3 News app today. 3 News, known and trusted. The 7.
Howdy there, Coastal Bend. It's been a great start to the day, but right now, look at this. A beautiful sunset setting up this evening from our Lex Cam. It is a bit chilly out there right now, 58 with a light northerly wind, and that's just going to keep that cold air coming in from behind that cold front that we got overnight this morning. Those temperatures going to fall into near freezing here along the coast in Corpus Christi, but we are expecting a light freeze possible out towards the west in the brush country, and we actually do have some freeze warnings in effect for Live Oak, Bee, and the inland portions of Refugio County. Just a light freeze though, but make sure you're taking care of those people, pets, and plants. Tonight, those low temperatures gonna dip into the 30s, 35 here in Corpus Christi, and tomorrow, lots of green all over the map. Gonna warm up into the low and mid 60s across the coastal bend with plenty of sunshine. We do have that freeze warning in the morning and warming up to a cool afternoon. Sunday, a little bit more of the same, maybe a few more clouds, but a bit warmer in the afternoon. It'll be an absolutely gorgeous day. Taking a look at this map here, we've got high pressure in place, and that's going to give us those sunny skies, but it's also going to let us pull in some moisture off the Gulf of Mexico. And when our next low pressure system comes in from the west, when those two things combine, we get lots of rain for your Monday, and rainfall totals are going to be up there, mostly to the northeast of the coastal bend, but we could expect anywhere up to an inch or even over an inch in some of our northeastern counties on Monday. That is subject to change. It's a bit of a ways out, but we will definitely keep you updated on that. Our temperatures, though, are going to go on the increase as we go into next week. 75 by the time we get to next Tuesday, almost up to 80 degrees on Wednesday. Then that's cut down by our next cold front, and it looks to be a pretty strong one, cutting our high temperatures down from the 70s on Wednesday into the 50s on Thursday. Now, timing still not totally clear between different computer models, but they are narrowing it down to Wednesday night or Thursday morning, and we do expect this front to bring a little bit of scattered shower activity with it. And around that same time frame, the National Weather Service is predicting colder than normal conditions here in Texas and around the coastal bend. Tonight, definitely colder than normal conditions, 35 for our low temperature here in Corpus Christi. And remember, we do have those freeze warnings in effect for some of our northern counties. And tomorrow afternoon, beautiful sunshine, clear skies, still warming up to 63 degrees. So if you're getting your clothes out for tomorrow, definitely going to want a jacket, maybe a scarf as well for the morning. It's going to be pretty chilly out there, especially if you're going to get an early start out on the water. Chilly day out there, but smooth bays and nice sunshine will make for a beautiful day of fishing weather. Taking a look at your extended forecast, a couple more clouds move in for Sunday. By Monday, those clouds blanket us with all that rain, but by the time we get to the rest of your week, those sunny skies return for just a bit before our next cold front comes and knocks our temperatures back down into the 50s. Michael?
All right, thanks, Kristen. State AG experts say that the price of fertilizer has gone up some 50 to 80% since last spring. That has farmers concerned because there's even more bad news. The prices are expected to continue to go up. Lexus Green tells us what's behind the skyrocketing prices and how this is eating into the profits of our local farmers.
Charles Ring, a third-generation farmer and partner of Ring Brothers Farm and Seed, says he's seen prices of fertilizer rise over the years, but never like this.
It's gone up. There's been some years that it went up, but not to this extreme that I can remember.
Ring raises corn, cotton, and sorghum, which is a cereal grain that grows tall like corn and is used as livestock feed and can be turned into ethanol. He says this year there is historic highs on cotton, with corn and sorghum also on the upswing, and that it's vital that these prices hold so they can absorb some of the costs that come with pricier fertilizer.
By next summer, our costs will have been fixed at double. If anything happens in the market or we get into a drought and we make half as much as we've been making, we're in danger.
Bobby McCool, who serves as a San Patricio Ag Extension agent, says nitrogen or ammonia fertilizer is what many farmers in the coastal bend rely on.
The increase is real. Fertilizer prices are at least doubled from pretty much doubled from previous years.
According to McCool, they get the majority of their nitrogen fertilizer from the petroleum industry.
With increased fuel prices and supply chain issues, there's just a number of things that have attributed to the rise.
Ring says it's not only the fertilizer that has shot up in price, but also seed, chemicals, and fuel.
We've had several fairly good years, and I hate to say I've gotten a little older. I don't feel like I can start over near as easily as I could 30 years ago.
And that unfortunately, farmers are at the mercy of the market as well as big companies who have the power of naming their price. Lexus Green, 3 News.
The NFL playoffs continue this weekend, and if you're looking to cook up some of those wings to eat during the games, you'll be paying more for that special treat. The USDA says the price per pound for wings is up by more than $1 compared at this time last year. If you order out, an 8-piece order of wings up nearly $3 on average. Along with the higher prices, the supply of chicken wings is running low at grocery stores and restaurants. Wingstop, for instance, is offering chicken thighs on its menu because of the chicken wing dilemma.
It's crazy, but you got to get a product that people can afford to do. You know, you can't charge $100 million for wings, no matter how much they go up, or you can't overcharge for a draft beer. So it's that, okay, we got to make sure the customer's happy.
Last year, Americans consumed some 1.42 billion wings during the Super Bowl alone. The National Chicken Council advising customers to buy early. Don't wait until kickoff to make your order for those wings. And still to come on 3 News at 5. The president visits the site of that bridge collapse in Pittsburgh. That as he was there to initially speak about the country's need to repair and improve its infrastructure.
You're fairly compensated for what you've been through. We had a client who was shopping at a local store when a heavy object fell off the shelf and seriously injured her back and shoulder. This should have never happened. So we investigated and proved they improperly stored these items and got her $52,314. That's money in her pocket. I'm attorney Chris Bandus, making personal injury law more personal.
Better get Bandus. Call 222-2222.
Ready? It's happening right now at Rooms to Go Kids. Pick from a huge selection of kids' rooms, each under $1,200. Cool bedrooms, amazing designs, and furniture that's fun and functional. Shop rooms with storage, bunk beds, and loft beds. Rooms with upholstered beds and day beds, all at great prices. So many options, each under $1,200. Plus, it gets even better. Finance for $20 or less per month, interest-free. Right now at Rooms to Go Kids.
The classic Hollywood story. We meet the hero, the all-new Nissan Frontier. Hero faces seemingly impossible challenge. The plot twist. The hero prevails. In Hollywood, this would be the end. But out here, we're just getting started.
Introducing the all-new Nissan Frontier. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 14 models, or get a low $301 per month lease on Frontier.
What should we do?
I'm going to cashnetusa.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, we can have the money as soon as the same business day.
Go to cashnetusa.com to apply for the money you need.
Tonight, the new COVID stealth variant, what scientists are saying now, plus the search for a new Supreme Court justice, the historic top.
An investigation underway tonight in Pittsburgh after a major bridge collapses. The two-lane bridge gave way early this morning, forcing first responders to drop down nearly 150 feet to rescue passengers from a dangling bus. Several others formed a human chain to help in the rescue. The collapse happening just hours before President Joe Biden was to visit the city to press for his $1 trillion infrastructure bill. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has more.
A dramatic bridge collapse in Pittsburgh, the same day President Biden is visiting the city to tout the funding his administration has provided to repair the nation's bridges, roads, and tunnels. Striking images show the snow-covered bridge virtually snapped in half, a bus dangling over one edge.
A lot of screaming and static on the phone, stating the bridge fully gave out. Unknown injuries.
Pittsburgh emergency dispatchers arrived at the scene early Friday morning, saying there were 3 to 4 cars on the bridge at the time of the collapse.
Technicians rappelled down using ropes to go down over the side. They helped the firefighters that were here initially on scene, also did like a daisy chain with hands, just grabbing people and pulling them up.
Authorities say so far there are no deaths and 10 minor injuries, some attributed to rescue workers who are battling icy conditions.
You can see the roads are kind of icy, response was slow. You can't get in an accident trying to go help someone, and no one gets any help.
Pittsburgh's mayor says the bridge was last inspected in September 2021, adding an investigation into the cause of the collapse is underway. Data from the Biden administration shows Pennsylvania has more than 3,300 bridges in poor condition, the second most after Iowa. In a previously planned trip to Pittsburgh, President Biden today is set to promote the more than $1 billion in funding for Pennsylvania bridges from the bipartisan infrastructure law.
It's critical to Southwest Pennsylvania and the city of Pittsburgh. We know we have bridges that we need to take care of.
The White House says President Biden is aware of the bridge collapse, adding his team is in touch with state and local officials on the ground. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
This week, the Federal Reserve signaling plans to raise the short-term interest rate. So here's what that means for you and your bank account. Now, if the rates go up, you'll be paying more for loans and credit card interest rates. There's a belief that the Fed could boost rates 5 times this year. And if that total is just 1%, that means you'll be charged another $100 in interest on that debt. Kia is saying it's recalling more than 410,000 vehicles in the U.S. to fix a problem that can stop airbags from inflating during a crash. The Korean automaker says the airbag control computer cover is the problem. It can contact a memory chip and then damage the electrical circuit that can prevent the bags from deploying. The recall covers some 2017 and 2018 Forte cars, Sedona minivans, as well as Soul. Also small SUVs, 2017 through 2019 year models. The company says it has 13 customer complaints and 947 warranty claims, but no crashes or injuries have been reported. Kia owners will be notified by mail starting March 21st. And Nissan is also issuing a recall, this time because of the potential risk of fire. The recall includes 793,000 Nissan Rogue vehicles from the 2014 through 2016 model years. Water can get into a wiring connector, which could lead to disabling the driver's side power seat or window, draining the car battery, or even causing fire risk. 7 fires have actually been reported, but luckily no one has been injured in any of those incidents.
Gone, gone, the damage done.
Spotify is reportedly pulling Neil Young's music at the singer's request. In a now deleted letter, Young wrote, "It's Joe Rogan or me." Young says he doesn't want to share a platform with a controversial Joe Rogan Experience podcast, saying it spreads COVID-19 misinformation. And we'll be right back after this short break with a look at what our news team is working on for you coming up on 6 o'clock.
Company vehicles cause serious and deadly accidents on our roadways every year. An accident with a company car, truck, SUV, van, or fleet vehicle is not just another car accident. If you were injured in a company vehicle accident, call Thomas J. Henry. Thomas J. Henry handles serious company vehicle accident cases and gets serious results for injured clients. Call today. Thomas J. Henry is available 24/7, nights and weekends.
At Greater Texas Orthopedic Associates, we specialize in personal injury cases only. Our highly trained doctors have over 70 years of experience in pain management and orthopedics. We will make sure that your injuries are diagnosed accurately and treated effectively. We work with all personal injury attorneys in the state of Texas. You've been in an accident. Dealing with insurance companies and repair shops can be frustrating and confusing, but your healthcare shouldn't be. Greater Texas Orthopedic Associates, we're here for you.
You're never gonna believe this.
You just won big playing the lottery on your phone using Jackpocket.
Yeah, I did.
Not surprised. Jackpocket has already paid out almost $100 million in winnings. That's a lot of clams.
Plus, they've had almost 1 million individual winners already. That's a lot of cheddar.
And they've got Mega Millions, Powerball, plus daily games for better odds. That's a lot of bread.
Ooh, I love bread.
What are we gonna do with all this?
We're gonna make clam and cheese sandwiches.
Download Jackpocket today and start playing. It's that easy.
Hurry into Mattress Firm's new bed, new you sale. Right now, save up to $500 on our wide selection of top-selling brands like Sealy. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying Sealy purchase up to a $499 value. Or shop Hot Buys and get up to 50% off like Sealy twin mattresses starting at $224.99. Or Corsicana twin mattresses starting at $159.99. In stock for immediate delivery with a low price guarantee. Only at Mattress Firm.
Closed captioning of 3 News is brought to you by Kiii-Tv and sponsored by Herman & Herman. Always.
Welcome back, everyone. Coming up on 3 News at 6 o'clock, one local university has made a promise to some of those students out there that their college education will soon be free You'll find out who's eligible. And celebrating 30 years living on our coast, the Blue Ghost and its rich history, selling in on 3 News at 6. And hear from economic experts tonight who say the Texas minimum wage has been stuck in neutral for nearly 20 years. We'll hear their argument for why it needs to be raised. That's just part of what's planned for 3 News at 6 o'clock. And if you live in South Texas, you know family is important, but sometimes those relationships are, well, a little complicated. A new production at the Aurora Arts Theater examines the story of the Cruz family, a group that puts the fun in dysfunction. Our Lady of the Tortilla tells the story of Dolores Cruz and her struggles to stand out in her family of outrageous personalities. Actress Louis Gonzalez plays Dolores and says a show like this is exactly what everyone needs right now.
We need the laughter, we need tears in a good way, and what better way to do it through theater and through comedy and through love and family.
Our Lady of the Tortilla opens tonight, and you can get tickets at auroraartstheater.com or look for a link on our website at kiiitv.com. And before we say goodbye, let's check in one last time with Kristen Walla for a quick look at your evening forecast. Kristen?
Thanks, Michael. It's definitely going to be another a chilly night, of the first of 2, so you're definitely going to want a jacket in the morning. Temperatures in the coastal bend will be in the 30s, and remember, we do have that freeze warning in effect for Live Oak B and the inland portions of Refugio County. Now, as we go through the day tomorrow, waking up here in Corpus Christi at 35 degrees, so nice and chilly. Definitely want that jacket, maybe even a scarf or a hat. As we go through the day, plenty of sunshine. It'll be absolutely beautiful, but on the chilly side. You'll keep that jacket through the morning, and as we head into the afternoon, high temperatures top out around 62 or 63, and then as we go into the rest of your evening, those temperatures taper off and we settle in for another clear and cold night on Saturday night.
And that's going to wrap up this edition of 3 News. For meteorologist Kristen Walla and all of us here at 3 News, I'm Michael Gibson. World News is next, followed by more local news right here at 6 o'clock on 3 News.
Stories as we come on the at Russia and Ukraine and what President Biden just said moments ago about sending U.S. troops. First tonight, the nor'easter blizzard warnings in 10 states from Virginia all the way up to Maine. Multiple major cities, Philadelphia, New York City, Boston, all bracing. 80 million expecting whiteout conditions, heavy snow, wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Up to 2 feet of snow expected in Boston. New York City to Hartford could get up to a foot of snow. Those hurricane force winds possible. Rob Marciano will take us through the timing and the potential snow totals. Also tonight, that major bridge